Morning, friends. It's Nancy. Sorry I haven't been around much this week. That first week back to work after holidays is always a bit of a nightmare. So it's been going. Pretty much had all my work hours in by the end of business Thursday, but carried on. So here it is, Sunday morning. And this video is for Tammie and Nancy. So the last video I posted was about the clusters, or the little collages that I'd been making, and Tammie wanted to sort of see the process of how I make them, and Nancy was wondering how I use them in my journals. So I think we'll do a little bit from column A and a little bit from column B. So let's get started. First of all, I have a scrap box that I just toss in stuff that I'm probably never going to use unless I put it in a collage. So I have, little bits of lace, scraps of paper, stuff, little images from magazines or books. So this one is mostly paper. There's a few little tags in the bottom, a few little fussy cuts. There's a little butterfly, here's a little angel. Maybe things I've torn out. Like here's a little image from a book. What's this? Parker's Hair Balsam. Some paper pattern. Some trim. Like paper tape measure and scraps of fabric. This one also has lace, stamps, images, book images, things I fussy cut. Here's a teapot. All kinds of stuff. There's words too. So this one I cut out of a book, but I might just use friend, or I might use special, or a special friend, who knows. I was saving this orange piece or something, that's why it's in the small box. But just anything like this piece of paper. This was the back of a catalog, a perfume catalog, I think, but it has kind of a leather texture. It's not leather, it's paper, but it sort of has that sort of smooth, dappled sort of look to it. This is an envelope I stole out of my boss's office the other day. It has like pale greeny, goldy cross hatches through it. I stole that, and I cleaned out her office the other day. She wasn't happy about it, but I did it. She'll thank me later. And a third box here. It has mostly laces and trims and things, but sometimes paper falls into it. Just depends. So I've been taking this with me when I go on longish car trips. I'm not a good driver. I'm a worse passenger. So if I'm distracted by doing little things, then that's good for everybody. So the ones I did last night, I did this one. This was from a craft magazine. This is coffee dyed paper. I like this cute little one too. This one has book page and paper doily. I liked this paper. This was a vintage envelope that has like fibers in it. So it tore along the fibers. It's really interesting. Wish I had more of it. This one has Rick Rack on it. These two I haven't finished yet because I want to add some stitching to them. So this one has a little quote. This is paper doily in the back. And then this is like one of those appliques that you used to be able to get everywhere. So I'm going to glue that on there, but I want to do a line of stitching first. A little bit of eyelet lace. This one too, it's just scrap paper, but I've got this little whatchamadoobie. What did I call it? Applique. I'm going to add that applique to it. So basically what I'm doing is just taking little squares or rectangles of paper that I've torn and layering them up. Sometimes I'll get it together and I'll see, oh, that one's a little too long or whatever, and then I can continue to tear some off. I have a hard time keeping them small, so that's something I'm working on, but so those ones will get some stitching. Okay, so I kind of have one organized here that I'm just going to go through first. Oh, here's some of that great paper. Can you see the fibers? Like threads almost? Anyway, so this is a label that came out of a card making kit, I think. I don't make cards. I'm not interested in cards. Although, I should make cards. I went to buy a card yesterday for a wedding. And I didn't have a lot of time, so I just ran into a local drugstore that has Hallmark cards. I think that's what I was going to do. And they're all, like, you can't get just a plain card. They're all super embellished. Anyway, I grabbed the first card. It was $10.99. I swear to God, for a card. $10.99. That's just insane. This is a vintage piece of lace. I think this came out of a collar or something. So I've just cut a strip of it, and I think I'll try to make this look a little less round, although it's going to be covered by the picture anyway. I don't know what I'm worried about. What are you worried about, Nancy? Quit worrying. So I found an uglier card for $7 to say the least, because I'm cheap. Came back out to the car and I told my husband about the price of cards, and he says, "There's a dollar store right there." I said, "I know, but I just wanted to get out of here." And then I'm just gonna glue. I move this over a bit. Just wanted to get the card and get the heck out. So I paid for that convenience, I guess. This is a little image that came out of a book. I have no idea what the book was about, but here it's talking about blood spattered overalls, so who knows. So I think my style of clusters is slightly different because I have this need to be square. Yeah. Okay, so I'm probably going to do a line of stitching down this, where this lace and this image meet. So there's one. I had kept these words, it says Strawberry Fields, so I'd kept that out, and I grabbed a couple of things that I thought would go with that. So here's another applique. Kind of reminds me of a little strawberry blossom. And I got some papers pulled out. I feel like I either have to go this way, the pink way, or the red way. I can't do both. Or can I? I think I'll start with some yellow. And I don't know if you've ever noticed this before, but when you're tearing paper, if you pull it forward, you're going to have this band of white paper that's the core of the heavier paper. But if you don't want that white core showing, then tear away from you. You get the same torn edge, but you don't have the white. Sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. I happen to don't. See, again, this is too big. I don't need it to take half a page. I think yesterday was the hottest day of the summer. We waited so long for some warm weather, and now we got it, and we ain't happy. Stopped and saw Doug's mom yesterday for a bit. She gave us quite a scare. Was it 2 years ago? I guess it was 2 years ago now. She gave us quite a scare, and she needs to have surgery. She needs to have her gallbladder removed, and her medical folk have been sort of dragging their heels. They're concerned about the risks. But it's at the point now where our quality of life is really affected by this gallbladder situation. And I don't know if you've ever had gallbladder trouble. And I did. I had my gallbladder out shortly after I had my oldest. I had my first gallbladder attack when I was like 7 months pregnant with him. So I had it when he was 10 weeks old. This is going to be too big too, but I'll rip it in half or something. I'm just enjoying the ripping part. So she had an appointment this week with the anesthetist, and the anesthetist has given her the go-ahead. So now she's got to go see the family doctor and get a pre-op physical this week. So it looks like she's going to have this surgery next Wednesday. So again, I'm just layering up some rectangular sorts of shapes. You have to decide, does that add something or does that take something away? So I did go and see that yesterday movie about the guy who has an accident, and when he comes to, nobody's heard of the Beatles, but he knows all the Beatles songs, and he becomes this huge, huge star. It was good. Hear a weird noise upstairs. That was my computer that went beep, but I hear like water running or something upstairs. It's weird. I don't know, I might like this pink bird better. I also found this old I wonder if there's strawberry in here. Yep, there's strawberries. Oh, it's got a hanging strawberry basket. Yeah, let's do that. I might use those. I'll just put that over there. But if I don't use it in the next 2 hours, it's going in the garbage. I can't put any more scraps in my box. Should I add that? Maybe. I want to add this so badly. So badly. Just look at the green one more time. Is this annoying you? Sorry. Just make a decision. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm happy with that. What else have I got going on here? We'll do one more. So I have this little label. Again, it was one like that that came out of that. Let's find some matchy stuff. Oh, I also have these little flowers, which are good for this kind of thing. It's got some purple in it. Kind of like that too. This must be a very difficult video to watch. Oh, that one's kind of creamier than this. Well, let's keep both. Okay, let's see if there's anything exciting in here I want to sort of highlight. Look at this creepy thing. Why the heck would I keep that? Something wrong with me. This one has a little picnic basket. Not sure how I feel about that. There's an old purple one. Let's go with that one. I also have these little guys pulled. All right. Might be able to make a couple out of this, hey? Let's start with tearing this piece. Speaking of movies, and we were about, 20 minutes ago, the new movie, it's oh gosh, Quentin Tarantino movie comes out next week, which are always weird movies, but I'm interested in seeing this. I can't remember, something about Hollywood. Takes place in 1969. Has Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt in it. What's not to like? Doodly-doo. Nope. Get this one all raggedy. Yeah, it works for me. Did I have it up or down? I think I had it under. Milverton. I think that's what that stamp says. Let's try this again. Not bad. Not bad. Sort of fixated on that B. This time I do want a little white to show. This is just a scrap of paper doily. That I like. I did. What do you think? Got a little tear here, better fix. I knew I was fixated on that bead for some reason. The other thing I thought about was B. Okay. So if that wasn't too painful, now I'll sort of give you a bit of a demo of how to use these in your journal. So going to grab a couple of fingers here. Okay. So here is a blank tag. And here's a blank pocket. Here's a blank envelope that's been covered with lace. So any of these things can be added to decorate this. So we could glue that right on there, and now it's beautifully embellished. Or this is the front of a library pocket. This is a little file folder. And here's a tag. That's a little too big. That's my problem. Me and my big tags, or my big clusters. Well, you're kind of skinny. So anything can be. This one will probably look nice on here too. I really like this one. But if that doesn't suit, then here's just a signature I'm working on. You can go straight onto a page, and maybe a page that, you know, you're not going to be able to write on, you know, and you could just glue the two sides and then tuck something in, or put it at the top, tuck something up, or it can just be, you know, let's go bicycle riding in Antarctica. And just be a little decorative corner, or you want to cover something up. Sometimes you have the front of an envelope in here. So there's lots of ways to use these clusters, and it's kind of a distracting, fun thing to do when you're watching TV, or you're on a road trip, or you're just you've lost your mojo and you're not ready to work on another project right now. So Tammie and Nancy, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure nobody else did because it was annoying. Ah, that's not true. I would have watched it. Anyway, folks, you take care, and we will talk to you again soon.